Okay, David, tell me about this exciting new website that you've got.
Well, it's not my website, but I've contributed to a fantastic new resource called worldstories.org.uk, and it's been launched just in the last few weeks. It's celebrating the 21 most spoken languages among UK school students, their home languages. As you know, very diverse. Languages like Filipino, Urdu, Pashtun, languages like Arabic, of course, French and Spanish and Portuguese, Polish. And all of these stories and these cultures are underrepresented in libraries in UK schools. So you've got these classrooms with lots of other language speakers, but not much to tell the other students in the school about their culture and their stories. So now they've got this fantastic resource. Schools up and down the country have started using it, even before the website was launched last month. It had been live for a few weeks, and they'd had 30,000 hits even before it was launched.
Wow, that's a lot.
So, 30,000 children had used it. That was the figure they had.
Right.
30,000 children had used it before it was launched. So it's really gone. It's going. I don't know how many people have seen it now, but all the schools in the UK know about it. My idea here at IATEFL is to get it global. Is that teachers all over the world are using it. It's just a resource that can be used in the classroom. That students can maybe if they're from a language which is represented on the site, if they're Spanish speakers, for example, they can listen to stories in Spanish, read them in Spanish, then read them and listen to them in English. They'll understand them. Or they could do it the other way around. They could read and listen to the story in English, and then when they don't understand something, they might go and check it in Spanish, flick over to that part. There's lots of work with pronunciation. There's a teacher's area. It's a free login. When you get to the teacher's area, the teacher can find storytelling guides that I've written for the 14 stories that I've put on. There's lots of other people who've put on stories as well, but those resources are very creative response tasks. They're affective, drama, creative writing, talking about imagination. I think it's an amazing resource. I'm quite excited about it. It took a lot of energy. I did it pretty much for free, but I'm passionate about the idea that these other cultures need to be recognised, because multiculturalism works in this country, despite what some people say.
Okay, would you like to tell me one of the stories that you've actually contributed to this
Helena,
website?
I'm going to tell you a Hindi tale.
Right.
Although when I say it's a Hindi tale, it's actually a tale that's told right through Asia, but the version that's on the site is told and recorded and translated into Hindi. And what a thing, if you don't know Hindi, you can also click on the English, and then you can click on the Hindi and see the Hindi script, which is beautiful, and you can listen to that fantastic, gorgeous languages, like all the others, and just have your students just enjoying the languages. But I'm not going to tell it in Hindi.
That's good.
Would you like me to try? No, I won't. I'll tell it in English. And
that's a good idea.
And it's the story of the Lost Camel, and it's also a Persian story. As I say, it's told across Asia. So, there was a merchant, and this merchant had a camel, just one camel, and it was not a beautiful camel, but he loved his camel. The camel was old. But one morning, the merchant came to look for his camel, but the camel was not there. The camel was gone. Oh, where is my camel? Oh, my camel, my beautiful camel, where are you? But he could not find the camel. Finally, after a long time, he saw 3 travellers approaching. When the traveller came near, the first traveller, he stopped him. "Tell me, I have lost my camel. Have you seen my camel?" Your camel is blind in one eye." "Yes. Have you seen him? Where is he?" But the traveller just kept on walking along the way. Now he went up to the second traveller. "My camel, I've lost my camel. Have you seen him?" Your camel is lame in one leg." "How do you know this? You know. Where is my camel? Where is he?" But the second traveller just carried on walking. Now he stopped the third traveller. "Have you seen my camel? I've lost my camel." "Your camel has a short tail." "Yes, it is true, my camel has a short tail." "How do you know this? Have you taken my camel? Have you 3 stolen my camel?" But the 3 travellers just carried on walking along the way. And the merchant became more and more upset and agitated. He followed them, saying, "What have you done? Have you taken my camel? Are you thieves?" Now they came into a broad, tree-lined avenue, and on they went walking, with the poor merchant following them, becoming angrier and angrier. "You are devils! You are terrible men! You have stolen my beautiful camel!" Now they arrived at the palace of the Sultan, and they entered the garden with that sweet-smelling jasmine, and they came into the garden, and there, with all of the noise, the Sultan appeared. What is the meaning of all this? "These vagabonds have stolen my camel." How do you know this? Why, they know that my camel is blind in one eye. They know my camel is lame in one leg. They know my camel has a short tail. Now the Sultan, the wise Sultan, turned to the three travellers. "How do you know this?" And now the first traveller spoke. "I know his camel is blind in one eye. For as we came along the way and along the avenue, the trees on the right side had leaves that had been ripped from their branches. The leaves on the trees on the left side were untouched. It is clear that the camel was blind in his left eye." "How do you know," he said to the second traveller, "that his camel is lame in one leg?" "Why, as we walked along, I could see the footprints of the camel in the dust. It is clear that the camel is lame in one leg." The Sultan asked to the third traveller, "Why do you know that this camel has a short tail?" "Why, it was clear to me when I saw drops of dried blood along the way, where insects had sucked the blood. If the camel had had a longer tail, he would have swept those insects away." "It is true," said the Sultan. "Your camel arrived in my gardens but a short time ago, and he clapped his hands, and from behind the trees there appeared the camel led by one of his guards. And the camel there, that old camel, which was blind in one eye and lame in one leg with a short tail, the merchant ran up to his camel and bathed his camel in kisses. He forgot all of his worries. 'Oh, my camel, my beautiful camel, you are returned to me. How I love my camel.'" And now the Sultan turned to the three travellers and said, "You are wise men indeed. Remain here with me and be my advisors." And so it was that that Sultan had the three wisest advisors that any Sultan has ever had, before then or since.
That's lovely. Thank you very much indeed.